You are suggesting that President Bush was planning the Iraq War all along in order to...
Yes, as members of his own cabinet said.
Okay.
In his first cabinet meeting, he brought this up as the first item of discussion. How do we invade Iraq?
First of all, if you believe that President Bush planned 9/11...
No, I never said... Michael, this has nothing to do with 9/11.
Okay, would the war on Iraq, do you believe that President Bush would have invaded Iraq without 9/11?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's You're delusional, sir. It's simply
Come on, the Project for a New American Century was begging Bill Clinton in 1998. Dick Cheney signed the document. Of course.
What, for regime change?
The first cabinet meeting he had, the first item on the agenda in January of 2001 was how do we invade Iraq?
Okay, the fact is that in 1998, Bill Clinton signed into law a resolution passed by both houses of Congress committing the United States to seeking regime change in Iraq. There's a big difference between that and authorizing an invasion with 500,000 men.
Iraq. Regime change, there are many regimes in this country that are absolutely worthy of change.
Okay, Tom,
do we want to go to war against
Hold
them?
on. After tonight, after everybody's calmed down just a little bit, you're going to think about this, and you're going to think that you just suggested that even without 9/11, there would have been an Iraq war.
Yes.
And I think...
Yes, I am asserting that. And
deeply
when you talk...
deluded.
All right, fellas.
I would suggest you read Richard Clarke's book, or any of the others from that era.
I read all of Richard Clarke's books, and it's absurd. It's absurd, because, again, to suggest that...
So his first Commerce Secretary was lying?
No. Look,
Colin Powell's assistant was lying?
Tom, if you were
Blair was lying?
No, if you were suggesting that President Bush was concerned about Iraq, he was. So was President Clinton. But the decision to invade Iraq would not have happened and certainly wouldn't have been passed through Congress had it not been for the terrorist attacks on this nation of September 11th, which alerted the country to the very real and continuing danger of Islamo-Nazi terror, which you can pretend doesn't exist, but does and should motivate policy, as it appears to be doing, at least with some aspects of the Obama administration.
I'm sorry, Michael, that's Kool-Aid I can't drink.
All right, fellas, that wraps it up. Before we go, though, we would like each of you to make a closing statement. And Thom Hartmann made his opening statement first, so our first closing statement will come from Michael Medved.
All right. One of the reasons that I think that many Americans who were not necessarily committed to the cause of electing Barack Obama as President of the United States actually breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief after President Obama won the election is because there was a belief on the part of many people, and I will say myself included, that some of the rage and the anger and the unhappiness and the seething misery that has characterized the American left in the last 10 years might at least begin to dissipate a little bit. I'm a little bit concerned with the evidence that even with Democrats in strong control of the House and of the Senate and of the state of Illinois, and Democrats in strong control of the White House right now, and with a popular Democratic president, that the rage and indignation and unhappiness continues to exist and to fester and to go on and to pollute our public discourse. One of the things that seems to me that is most advantageous of moving over from the angry left to the optimistic right is that by and large, as the General Social Survey has shown on many occasions, even correcting for income differentials, for differentials in marital status, conservatives, people who actually choose to rely upon themselves and their own efforts and their own decisions are happier people, less miserable. There is a sense in which the angry left today, and again, I think that some of the interchange tonight, not the interchange with Tom so much as some of the interchange with the audience, and bless you all, thank you everybody for coming, but some of the interchange indicates the notion that the sense of victimization is so deep. So, listen, my one last word to the other side tonight would be, you're Americans. You're lucky to live here. We live in a terrific country. I believe that. I believe that even with a government in power with which I disagree. And I also believe, and it's why I'm a conservative, that ultimately whatever problems or challenges that I face are going to be best addressed by my own efforts and my own decisions and those of my friends and neighbors and family. So let us conclude tonight by saying with one united voice the most American thing that any of us can say: I am not a victim.
I am not a victim either. I think, you know, I'm so pleased to hear about the optimistic right. I hope you'll tell Michael Savage.
Michael Savage isn't a real conservative, sorry. Michael Savage donates to Democrats, and he does. His only political donations, and this is because political donations are public, have been to Democrats. Okay,
it was a joke,
don't smear me with him.
It was. Then maybe you should tell Rush Limbaugh. I don't know. You know, pick your conservative. But the point that I wanted to make.
Rush is a big optimist. He is.
Yeah. I know.